Watching a busy evening on the roads. This is I-10 West at Loop 410. Starting to see those emergency vehicles move a little bit, so that's a good sign there. We were talking about this very close to that area, Loop 410 at Cherry Ridge. We believe this is actually a vehicle fire, and it is still sort of going there, but it appears that's on the frontage road or the side street, not on the main interstate, so watch out for that. And finally, this is on northeast side, I-35 at Randolph. Also have a crash there. Very busy for this time of evening, Adam.
And Sam, tomorrow morning for the commute, there's going to be foggy again. Some drizzle, reduced visibilities. We'll squeeze in a little bit of late day sun, bit of a breeze, and well above average temperatures. I mean, the average high is 65, but we're going to be near 80 degrees every afternoon through Friday until the weekend hits, and then we're dropping below average with better rain chances, and we could have a good little hit of rain. Wouldn't shock me if we get a quick half-inch of rain here and there Saturday and into Sunday.
Something for everybody in that forecast. Thanks, Adam. Thanks for watching the news at 6.
See you back here on the Night Beat at 10.
Hey everybody, I'm Myra Arthur. Thanks for joining us for another KSAT Explains live stream here tonight. And tonight we are talking sports. Now, when you think about San Antonio sports, what do you think of? Most likely the San Antonio Spurs. But for years, city leaders have tried to attract another professional sports team to the Alamo City, but with very little luck. We have a history of near misses and dashed hopes. But before we take a look at whether our luck is going to be changing in that arena, RJ Marquez takes a look at our past. He has the highlights.
We are a major league city. We're the 7th largest city and growing, one of the fastest growing cities in the country. So our outlook on sports is among the best in the country, I believe.
The country's 7th largest city, but still only one major professional sports team. But it hasn't been for a lack of trying. Besides the Spurs, San Antonio has been somewhat unlucky and had several missteps with pro sports. You can trace our pro sports history to many failed football franchises. Remember the San Antonio Wings, Toros, or Riders? They all came and went in the blink of an eye. The Gunslingers offered some hope in the mid-'80s for some football stability.
They had the right approach. They had a cap on salaries. You know, the most paid could be the quarterback, but there was a cap on his salary. There were guys willing to play. The fans loved the output. They had a TV contract with ESPN, which was a startup company back then. What could possibly go wrong? And then Donald Trump paid Herschel Walker a $5 million personal services contract to get around the cap. And soon after that, the Los Angeles Express paid Steve Young $41 million contract, and the league's wheels just started to wobble and eventually fell off.
There have been close to a dozen football franchises that have called San Antonio home and didn't last. The Commanders were the latest flop, but in the early 2000s, San Antonio felt like it was getting close to getting an NFL franchise. The Alamo Dome was ready, and local businessman Red McCombs owned the Minnesota Vikings, but any plans for relocation fell through. Then in 2005, San Antonio showcased its NFL chops when the New Orleans Saints were forced to relocate after Hurricane Katrina. The Alamo Dome hosted 3 sold-out Saints games.
When the Saints were here and they were playing as the New Orleans Saints, but it was San Antonio fans packing the Alamo Dome, you could feel it. It was like a college atmosphere. That's how much they wanted it here.
But it wasn't enough, and to make matters worse, the city has been used as leverage for other owners. Raiders owner Mark Davis threatened to relocate his team from Oakland to San Antonio several times unless he got a new stadium built. Well, he got his wish, but it was in Las Vegas. This despite San Antonio rolling out the red carpet.
I said, I think last year, the year before, I think San Antonio is an NFL city within 10 years. I still stand by that. And that is because of the evolution that's happening within the National Football League, the fact that it too is becoming an international league, particularly with its sights on Latin America.
What about other sports? Major League Baseball has not expanded since 1998, and there are no signs of a franchise relocating in the near future. And then there's the other football, soccer. San Antonio Mayor Ed Garza was in talks to get a Major League Soccer team in the early 2000s, but his successor, Mayor Phil Hardberger, put an end to that when he took office. 15 years later, San Antonio tried to make up for that mistake. The city and Spurs worked to get an MLS franchise, but it was too late, and there is now a franchise up the road in Austin. So we remain a city of nearly 2 million people with only one major pro sports team to cheer for.
So how well positioned is San Antonio to welcome another pro sports team? A lot factors into that answer, much more than just whether there are enough fans to go to the games. It's the companies in this city, the kinds of jobs we have here, income levels. Then there are the pro sports teams that already exist in Texas. Could they stand in our way? Let's take a look at what's a win for San Antonio and where we might be fumbling. Any team needs a place to play, fans to fill the seats, and team owners need reasons to invest in a city. One score for San Antonio, we've proven our home court advantage with our flagship team, the Spurs.
Well, certainly. I mean, San Antonio has all the things going for it. You know, we're rapidly growing. We're a Sun Belt city. We have a great population and things. We've supported very, very well sports franchises here before.
Money from individual fans only goes so far. Teams also look for corporate sponsorships and companies willing to buy tickets to fill those high-dollar box seats. An argument against San Antonio welcoming another pro sports team is a lack of those corporations. The city's biggest companies, like USAA, Valero, HEB, can't sponsor it all. Bexar County Commissioner Tommy Calvert says that's a challenge.
We don't do enough to help our mid-sized businesses go from $1 million to $10 million in revenue, or a $10 million company to a $100 million company. Those are the folks who buy the corporate box seats, and that's really the gravy, is those big sponsorship boxes, luxury boxes, and other tickets packages that you can sell as a professional sports team.
Part of building up those businesses, Calvert says, is creating a workforce that can sustain them.
We have 25% of our adult population that reads at a 5th grade level. To be honest with you, countries like Costa Rica and Central America have a higher adult literacy than we do. We can't just focus our efforts just on the youth. We have to do something about where adults are in their literacy level and bring it up and have them make higher wages after getting them reading and into job training programs.
Then there are amenities, that place for teams to not only play, but something for fans to enjoy. Restaurants around a stadium, places to hang out before and after a game.
The Wolf Stadium is a fine little minor league park, but a new stadium needs to be built. And that's kind of a chicken versus the egg thing. Do you want to build a major league stadium with the hope that you'll get a major league team, or do you want to try to get a major league team here first and then build the stadium once you have the team?
You're seeing a significant pushback in the use of public resources for the building of stadiums, for instance. And that's something that is on the minds of a lot of league owners. And so what I would say about that is that one of the reasons why I'm very optimistic about the pro sports future for San Antonio is that we are doing it the right way. We are investing in the people of San Antonio and access to economic mobility.
As our economy changes, so does the size of San Antonio. The fan base for the Spurs, for example, has become more regional, stretching into Austin. So perhaps we could see interest in another pro sports team in San Antonio coming from outside San Antonio.
The San Antonio Spurs get so many fans coming from Austin and throughout the region. They just developed recently a really cool VIP section where a helicopter could be flown and land near the AT&T Arena just to get all those high-priced fans from Austin who want to come down and watch us play. So, yeah, if we get the right team here, I think you'd see a tremendous draw from people from Austin who wanted to see us play, and also from the surrounding region.
Texas already has a long list of pro teams: the Cowboys, the Texans, the Rangers, the Astros, plus,
for example, with Major League Soccer, well, they already have a franchise in Austin. I'm not sure if it makes sense for them to have a franchise in Austin and also here in San Antonio. And then some people have said, okay, that if the San Antonio were to get a National Football League team, would Houston fight for that? Would Dallas fight for that? If we're trying to get a Major League Baseball team, would the Astros want to work against us that way?
a team is as good as its players, and you could argue a city as good as its people. So investing in the people of San Antonio may be the key play to welcoming another professional team.
When we have a strong workforce, we begin to attract many more of the employers that become the financial base that ultimately begin to invest in the pro sports franchises. So that's beginning to happen. It's a process. It's an evolution, but that is happening in a very real way here in San Antonio, which is why I think that as a growing city, but also a city that's starting to see its economic trajectory improve significantly, we're going to see much more activity in the pro sports market, looking at San Antonio as being a place to invest.
We can't forget about the major league team we already have, the Spurs. Over the past 2 decades, they have had success that other NBA cities could only dream of. Despite that, there still have been some moves by Spurs Sports and Entertainment that have raised some concerns about their future here. RJ Marquez takes a look at the future of the Silver and Black in San Antonio.
5 championships and decades of success. The Spurs are part of the fabric of San Antonio.
Part of the DNA of San Antonio is silver and black, and the great celebrations that we have had over the last couple of decades. That's built into the future of our city as well.
As the city's only major professional team, the Spurs have had unlimited access to local corporate sponsorships and an NBA fan base that stretches throughout the entire South Texas region. But with the ever-changing landscape of the pro sports world, there is always some doubt about the future of a pro sports franchise, even one as successful as the Spurs. We asked some fans about what would happen to San Antonio if the Spurs ever did pack up and leave.
That would be a kick to morale for sure.
Yeah. I think it'd be heartbreaking, definitely. I think that's like something that really brings the whole city together. And I feel it's kind of like Fiesta, like it's just a tradition for everybody here. And so I think it'd be a big loss if they left San Antonio.
There would be some outrage, I think.
Who else are you gonna have to support here? Like the only other teams that are really big here are just the Roadrunners. So I think, if you were to lose that major team that, you do see on TV, it's going to be like a lack of support and unity that you'll feel from your city.
It'd depend on where it went, If it went to Austin, I guess that wouldn't be the end of the world, but...
Oh, I think that'd be the end of the world.
So?
Oh, yeah.
Might be. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Everyone would be like, what? Those weirdos took our team?
So what's given fans reason for doubt? In 2017, Spurs Sports and Entertainment sold its WNBA franchise, the Stars, to Las Vegas. 3 years later, and almost out of nowhere, their minor league hockey team, the Rampage, also relocated to the desert.
The Spurs are one of the sharpest, most well-run organizations in sports, period. And I think that you've seen some of the strategic decisions that they've made in order to bolster their brand. It's become much more of an international market for the NBA, and in fact, the Spurs are one of the reasons why. And we're also attracting regional sports followers.
Mayor Nuremberg feels the Spurs are in a strong position to succeed and does not believe they need to move out of the east side or further north toward Austin to expand their reach. With no immediate plans for another major franchise in San Antonio, the Spurs will have to continue to carry the pro sports flag for the city.
Having the Spurs was a major event for this city to land what was then an ABA franchise, and then it became an NBA franchise. And imagine traveling all over the country wearing San Antonio on the front of their jersey. And in fact, because of the new Fiesta uniforms, they're putting San Antonio script back on the front of their uniforms again. Just another way to advertise this city, which is so dependent on the tourism industry. So yes, I think it's crucial we have major league teams in this city to help sell San Antonio.
And you can watch the full episode on pro sports in San Antonio right now on KSAT.com/explains. That's where you can watch any episode of our show that we have done so far. And while you're there, let us know what you want us to cover. Are there questions you have about a story that you have seen us cover in news on KSAT 12, or just something you've wondered when you've been out and about noticing things around town? We want to know what's on your mind. Go to KSAT.com/explain, scroll down. You can write all that information and your questions in that prompt you see right there. Thanks for joining us for this week's KSAT Explains live stream. We'll see you right back here next week. Have a good night.